I am in this new room, and this room hasn't been used in like three weeks, and it's very dusty. And you know, whenever there's a lot of dust, if you breathe it, it hurts your eyes, gives you a headache. But I got air conditioning. How are you, Jackie?
I'm tired.
Oh my God, I hear it. You hear it. You had a lot of work at school?
Yes.
Yes. Oh my God. You sound really, really sad and tired. But all right, Jackie. Don't worry, don't worry. There won't be that much homework today. Well, might not be any. Depends. But let's begin. You know, we have two people. We are here. Um, all right. Before we begin, of course, you know, I got to teach you some words that are going to be in the lesson. And those words are a man, a man looking for a job, a man looking for a job. You know this. It's easy. Job wanted. All right. And I have a question. I know that Ismael, you're like 15, and Jackie, you're 17, right?
16.
16, 15, 16. All right. So this is my question. If you were looking for a job, okay? Like imagine you are 18, 19, 20. If you were looking for a job, besides your salary, what job benefits would be important to you? Which job benefits would be important to you? For example, you know, to me, something that is very important um, is health insurance. Health insurance. Why? You know, because I'm not sick. I'm not sick. You know, I'm okay. But my wife, she has a little bit of, you know, problems with her body. So to me, health insurance is very important because if something happens to my wife, well, the insurance will cover it because usually it's for your spouse, your husband or wife, or your children. All right. So health insurance to me, you know, is very important. Ismael and Jackie, can you discuss the questions together, please? Remember, ask each other the question and you can and then say, what about you? What about you? Please discuss this question.
Ismael, are you there?
Oh,
If you were looking for a job besides your salary, what job benefits would be important to you?
um, I think some benefits are, for example, 3 days that I can fun or do other things. easy. That when the job does doesn't have a lot of hours of the work, like 6 hours max, I think, or 8, or a lot. How about you? What about you?
Um, I don't know. Maybe take days off and pay vacations.
Okay, very good. Now I know this is kind of a difficult question for you because you've never worked, but these are just some common, benefits. These are some common benefits. Now, you know, a good company, a good company should give you health insurance. Paid vacations. It's the law to give you 2 weeks of paid vacation, or here they call it aguinaldo. I don't know why. Um, and also a retirement plan. So when you are 60 years old, you can retire and you don't have to worry about money because your company will help you. It's like, you know, all right, viejito, thank you for working with us for 30 years. Now I will pay you for the rest of your life until you die, right? And that's what a good company should have. Now, a lot of companies don't have this. A lot of companies are illegal and stuff like that. But then you have companies who give you extra things, like they give you free gym membership. They give you free daycare for your children. They give you pet days. It sounds crazy, but you can bring your pet to work. Like if you have a dog or a cat, you can bring your pet to work. Some of them say that you can listen to music at work. Some places like Google and stuff, they have nap rooms. So, if you're feeling a little stressed or tired, you can go inside the nap room and take a nap for a few minutes, right? And it's really interesting. Some companies give you nothing, some give you a little bit, and then some companies like Google, they give you a lot. All right. Now, if you want to have a job, I hope you have, a job with good benefits. And if you decide to have a business, well, I hope that you give your employees good benefits. Okay? So, now I asked this question because, well, today our topic is going to be about jobs. All right? Today is September. September. Oh, yeah, I can't spell. September 2nd, 2020. And our objective is to refer back to things that were said earlier in the conversation. Now, what do I mean by that? Refer back to things that were said earlier in the conversation. All right, so let's say that you're having a conversation with your friends, and you're talking about the best cities in Mexico, and your friend says Cancun, and then another person says, oh no, Mexico City, and then another person says no, Puebla, and you say no, Acapulco, man, and you have a conversation for 5, 10 minutes, And they said many things. They said many things. And, you know, at that moment, you didn't say anything. But now you think about what the person said and you want to say, hey, Fulanito, remember when you said da da da? Remember when you said da da da? Well, da 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 da. You know, you go back to the point that that person said, you bring it to the present, and then you talk more about it. Maybe the person's talking about Cancun. Oh, the beaches are so beautiful in Cancun. Yes, and like you were saying about the beaches in Cancun, Acapulco also has beautiful beaches and da 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 da. So you take that thing that they mentioned in the past, bring it to the present, and talk about it. All right, it's a very specific, it's a very specific thing in a conversation, but it works. And we're gonna practice this today. I don't know how. I do know how, but we're gonna do this. And we're also going to use vague expressions to avoid long lists. Okay, vague. All right, beautiful students, beautiful young students. We are on page 112. If you have your book, please open it up. Touchstone 4, Unit 11, Lesson C. You are with me, Fernando. Look, I want to finish this level next week. I want to finish it next week, so we're going to work a little fast. Of course, I'm going to make sure that you understand everything, but we're going to work a little faster than usual. All right, so I really need your help with this. You know, when I ask a question, you know, immediately answer, or, you know, just be a little more attentive so we can finish quicker. All right, like I said, all right, referring back to what was said. All right, Jackie, could you read all of this and the instructions, please?
Conversation strategy. Reading back in the conversation. Choose the best expression to complete what follows so below.
All right. So I am Ted, Ismail, you are Don, and Jackie, you are Paula. All right. These people. All right. It seems that families these days don't have enough money unless both parents work. But then childcare becomes a major cost. Don. Okay, Ismail.
I'm Dodo, Ted.
You're Don, man.
Oh, I hear Ted.
Sorry.
Okay, okay. Uh, as I was saying, things are changing. There are more benefits for working parents, like paternity leave, unpaid family leave, and so forth.
Okay, my remember, we're right here. Look,
Eh?
we're right here. So let's start over. It seems
Oh,
that
well,
families these days don't have enough money unless both parents work. But then childcare becomes a major cost.
okay. Uh, things are changing, so parents are ready to offer more benefits, like flexible it's do it's do
Schedules.
schedule.
But like you say that benefits of the shield card can be a big problem.
What is correct? What did Ted say? Was he talking about benefits, schedules, or childcare? Which one is correct?
Shield card?
Yes, he was talking about childcare. Not chilled, child. So, before we continue, let's correct those pronunciation mistakes. Childcare and schedule. So it's gonna be like ske, ju. I don't even know. Ju. Oh, it's a difficult word. Okay, so repeat after me. Ske.
Okay.
Escape?
Jewel.
So,
Jewel.
so,
Like you're almost like you're saying July, but jewel. So one more time. Schedule.
Schedule.
And this is a difficult word. And it's even more difficult because in British English they pronounce it differently. Schedule. Something like that. It's very ugly in British English, in my opinion. And so we have childcare and we have schedule. Can you repeat after me? Childcare.
Childcare.
I hate that word. I hate that word because when it's singular, it is child, and when it's plural, it's children. So in the first word, child, it's a long I. Child. And the second word is children. So it's chi. And I don't understand why. It's the same letters, but that's English. So what Jackie said is correct. They are talking about childcare and how it can be a big problem. See, what Paula did right there is interesting. Early in the conversation, Todd talks about childcare. And then Don starts talking about other things, starts talking about benefits, schedules, and da-da-da. But Paula's like, man, we don't care about that. Anyways, Todd, childcare is a big problem. She reversed it and returned back to the specific topic in the conversation. And that's what we are going to do today. All right, so right now, listen to the conversation. Listen to what else Don, Ted, and Paula say. What is changing for working parents, working mommy and working daddy?
Listen to more of their conversation. Write the expressions they use.
Yes, and like you said earlier, Don, companies now offer paternity leave, not just maternity leave. I mean, it's only fair. Then a father...
Page 112. Lesson C. Like I said. 1. Conversation strategy. Referring back in the conversation. A. Now listen to what else Don, Ted, and Paula say. What is changing for working parents?
As I was saying, things are changing. There are more benefits for working parents, like paternity leave, unpaid family leave, and so forth.
That's true. Like in the last 5 years or so, more people have been encouraged to work from home, telecommuting, and so on. That helps too.
Going back to what you said about child care, Ted, daycare centers are now being provided free by some companies.
So parents can just bring their kids to work.
But very few companies offer this benefit.
That's a good point. Don, you mentioned unpaid leave earlier. I think it's great that parents can take time off without losing their jobs.
I agree, but unpaid leave means less money. And like I said, Families need two incomes.
Just the same, I think the trend is for companies to offer more benefits, incentives, etc., to attract and keep good employees.
So, what is changing? What is changing for working parents?
The way of with the job.
Huh? And what do you mean by that?
For example, there are more jobs in the from house.
Yeah, from home, right? Like right now.
More people.
Yes, yes. So true. And well, that's pretty much it. Let's go to the next. Okay. Look at these things. Look at these things down here. As as I said, as I was saying, like I was saying, all of these are good expressions. Okay. On a piece of paper, I want you to write 3 expressions that you really like. And I'm gonna write mine. My favorite is like you were saying, and as I was saying, and also like you said. Those are my 3 favorite expressions to go back in a conversation. And me, I use this technique a lot because, well, I need to because I work. And you know, whenever you have a job, you have to contribute ideas and those type of adult things. So, you know, whenever you're contributing ideas and sharing opinions and doing all of those things, maybe you don't have the opportunity to speak in that moment. But, you know, a few seconds or a few minutes later, you have the opportunity and you can finally comment on something that a person said earlier. Hey, like you were saying, Jackie, like you said yesterday, Ismael, da 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 da. You know, those are my top 3 expressions. Write yours down on a piece of paper and tell me when you are finished. What did you have for the first one?
Like you saying.
Like you were saying. Okay. And what do you have for Ted, Ismael?
Really, I don't know. By saying, going back to what you say,
Going back to what you said. Okay, but I don't know if these are the answers. Okay, I don't know if they're the answers. We're gonna check in a few minutes. And on the last one, Jackie, what do you have?
And you were saying.
Can you repeat that again?
You were saying.
That's not. You're missing one thing.
As you.
As you were saying. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so now I have my answers right here. And the first one is not correct. Let's listen to it one more time.
is like you said, no?
Yes, it is like you said. Very good. Let's hear.
Listen to more of their conversation. Write the expressions they use.
Yes. And like you said earlier, Don,
Yes. And like you said earlier. Earlier. All right. Let's see if the next one is also correct.
Companies now offer paternity leave, not just maternity leave. I mean, it's only fair. Then a father can stay home with a new baby, too.
I think companies could do more. But going back to what you said, Paula, about telecommuting, if more people could work from home, maybe childcare wouldn't be such a problem.
Yeah, and as you were saying, Ted, unpaid family leave means less money for a family, so maybe telecommuting is a better alternative for parents.
Excellent. Excellent, excellent. So the first one was wrong just by 2 words, and the other ones were correct. Very good. You guys are good listeners. All right. We're going to finish this one last activity, and then we're going to have something that is not with the book. All right. So, earlier, or like I mentioned earlier, today we're going to refer back to things that were said earlier in the conversation. Check. We did that already. We chose our 3 favorite expressions that we will use in the next activity. And another thing that I mentioned earlier is we're going to use vague expressions to avoid a long list. Now, we have done this before. We have done this before in, I think, level 1 and in level 2. A long list is usually anything that has more than 3 things. All right, so whenever something has 3 or more things, consider it a long thing. All right, so what did you do at the party? What did you do at the party? Well, some people literally say every little thing they did at the party. Oh, I danced, I drank juice, I smoked a cigarette, I sung on the karaoke. Sorry, I sang. I sang on the karaoke. And I sang, and I broke a piñata. Okay, so danced, drank juice, smoked a cigarette, sing on the karaoke, broke a piñata. Those are 5 things. And if I am having a conversation with you and you talk like this, I will hate you. Why do you have to talk like this to me? Like I was really 2 or 3 things would have been okay. So I can probably mention the 2 most important things from a party. Probably, oh, I danced, broke a piñata, and things like that. Can you repeat after me, please? I danced, broke a piñata, and things like that.
I danced, broke a piñata, and things like that.
Thank you. Ismael? Hello?
Oh, sorry.
Can you repeat after me? I danced, broke a piñata, and things like that.
I dance, rock a piñata, and things like that.
Excellent. Now, the expression and things like that, in English, it's considered very casual or informal. And today we're going to practice some formal vague expressions like and so forth. Oh, I danced, broke a piñata, and so forth. Or I danced, broke a piñata, and so on. Or etc. Yes, in English, the word etc. is considered formal. It's considered formal. In Spanish, not really. But in English, it is considered a very formal expression. All right. Ismael, can you read what it says right here, please?
Yeah. In more formal settings, use vague expressions like and so forth, and so on, and etc. Instead of informal expressions like and things like that.
Very good, very good. All right. So, the trend is for companies to offer more benefits, incentives, etc. Now, in conversation, so whenever you are speaking with a person who speaks English, informal vague expressions like and things like that are more common than informal ones. And here it gives you examples, like a visual example. And things like that, so forth and so on, etc. That is the order from most important to least important. Jackie, can you read the instructions?
Add an appropriate expression to each opinion below, then discuss with a partner. Do you agree?
All right, so you have three options, ladies and gentlemen, or lady and gentlemen. You have and so forth, and so on, etc. Please complete these opinions with one of those three expressions, whatever your heart desires. You have 2 minutes. Well, let's talk about these. They are opinions. They are opinions, you know. So some expressions that you can use for this activity that we're about to do is, do you agree? Not are you agree? Do you agree? Or what do you think? What do you think? And how do you feel about this? How do you feel about this? You know, those are some questions you can ask for the other person's opinion. Wait, one more. What's your input on this? You know, so those are good expressions that you can use to ask your partner for an opinion or to ask your group for an opinion, right? And if you agree, you can say, I agree. If you want to make it strong, you can say, I totally agree. I totally agree. I'm with you on that. That means I'm with you. We are together. We understand. We have the same mind. I'm with you on that. All right. Now, if you don't agree, I can say, I disagree, or I don't agree. Not, I am not agree. No, I don't agree. I don't agree, or I disagree. Or you can say, I don't think so. I don't think so. Or you can say, maybe, but da da da. And that is how you know, ask and give your opinion. So together, Ismael and Jackie, I know you are introverts. I want you to use these expressions to have a conversation about these questions. Okay, Ismael, since you have a little bit experience, you know, from yesterday, can you be the guide and guide Jackie through this exercise? Yes?
What question?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You know, like we did yesterday. Almost everyone can work from home these days with the internet, email, and so on.
These
What do
are
you think?
questions?
Yeah, these questions right here.
Oh,
Well, they're not questions, but you're making them questions.
okay.
Yeah, you're gonna say da 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 da. What do you think, Jackie? Or what's your input on this, Jackie? And Jackie will say, I agree, I disagree, da da da. Okay?
Okay.
Please.
Almost everyone can work from home these days with the internet, email, and so on. What are you seeing, Jackie?
That's true. Uh, I continue the conversation.
Yes, like give some information.
Yes, we use more internet, email because we are in quarantine. So it's home work or homeschool.
Ask him.
Uh, what do you think?
Um, like you said, it's true of, for example, in this case, in the quarantine, it's very comfortable to work from the house, from our home, for because the coronavirus is very dangerous. Yeah. Um, these days, people don't want to work long hours, like in the evening, on weekends, etc. What do you think, Jackie?
Um, I agree. People don't want to work long hours because it's stress, and we need to take a break. What's your input on this?
Hello, Andres?
She said, what's your input on this?
Uh, um, I agree because in the night, for example, it's dangerous and don't have time with your child or your family and things like that. And I think it's more common that people want to work a short time. Yeah. Uh, Companies need to reward employees better with bonuses, raises, and things like that. Uh, what do you think, Jackie?
Yes, I I think I don't know. I don't work, but yes, I think if I work, I I will need a raise. And yeah, some companies need employees better and things like that. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, I agree. I agree, but not more because, for example, the companies do, for example, companies don't have money. How 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 they do to give more money of the employees and things like that, and the employees don't work. You see, um, another good incentive is time off, like more vacation time, personal days, and so forth. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree. I totally agree. Uh, take days off and to pay for vacation, things like that. Uh, yes, Christmas vacation. I like it. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a good incentive. Um, it's good for the people have um, free time and things like that. And a lot of people are being forced to work harder with longer hours, less time off, and so on. Do you agree?
Um, uh, that's true, but I disagree because yes, it's true. A lot of people are work harder with, with long hours, less time off, and it's like why? I think humans need take days off or breaks, less hours, and things like that. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. A lot of people are being forced to work harder because, for example, don't have money or things like that, or the boss is very bad person and things like that. Work is getting more stressful. People now have to learn new skills, do new jobs, etc. What do you think, Jackie?
Yes, well, that's true. The world is changing, and we need to have a new skills. And if you want to get a good job and good paid, you need to be the best. Yeah. What do you think?
I agree. To learn new skills sometimes it's very stressful and yeah, the people sometimes don't not are very patient or very quiet with these things. But it's good to learn new skills or do new things like knowledge and things like that. And it's all.
Ex- yes, excellent. You guys did a really good job. You are improving a lot. In the past, you would have been like, one, what about you? Okay. Two, what about you? Okay. But this time is like very smooth. Like, one, boom, two, boom. It's like a ball. A ball. It was rolling, and you continue to roll. It continued to roll. You did not stop the conversation, and it's interesting because you have to think about certain things. You have to do it in the moment. You're doing a good job. Excellent, excellent, and good use of the expressions. That really was excellent. All right. Number 3, speaking and listening, changes we see. Look at the list of trends in the workplace. Paternity leave, unpaid leave, daycare centers, flexible hours, monitoring emails, and working from home. Um, which ones do you think are good ideas and which are not good ideas? Let's do this together. Paternity leave. Do you think it's a good idea? Paternity leave.
What is?
What is it?
Uh-huh.
You know, whenever a mom has a baby, they send her to her house. She says, okay, you have a new baby. It's okay. Go take care of the baby for a few weeks or a few months. But that's maternity leave. That's a hard word. But this is for the dad, paternity leave. So, you know, the dad can take a few weeks or a few months off to take care of the baby. Do you think it's a good idea for the dad to take a few days off to take care of the baby?
Yeah.
You, Jackie? Jackie Chan?
Yes.
All right. Unpaid leave. Unpaid leave is like when you leave job, maybe, you know, for a few weeks or I don't know, months if you want a vacation or something, but you don't get paid. Like you don't get paid. Do you think it's a good idea or not?
It's a pen.
It depends on what.
For example, the people work more for this day, for example, for an extra salary.
Ah, like instead of leaving, they work so they can make more money.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. What do you think, Miss Flores?
Yes, I agree.
Okay. I like that we are having this conversation and you guys don't even have jobs. So cool. Thank you for being good participants. All right, daycare centers. Do you think having a daycare center at work is a good idea?
What is daycare center?
Okay, a daycare center is a place where they take care of your children. You know, like they have one in La IMSS, like for all the nurses, the doctors, and people that work in La IMSS, they have children, they can take their children to the daycare. And at the daycare, they will take care of the children. That's what it is.
I
So they
think
take
it's a
care of
good
the kids.
idea.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Okay. Yes. Especially when you have a bigger company, right? With more people and stuff like that. Hello, Marilyn. Marilyn. All right. What about flexible hours? Flexible hours. That means that the company adjusts to your schedule. If you want to work at night, you can work at night. If you want to work in the morning, you can work in the morning. It's a good idea.
Yes.
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 Ismail, how about you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Good, man. Good. And monitoring emails. I don't know what the book means by monitoring emails. I think this email means like they are watching the emails that you send for work. That means people watch the emails that you send for work. Do you think that's a good idea? Facebook's trying. Do you think it's a good idea to watch your employees' emails?
No.
No,
Why?
because it's privacy.
That's a new word. What is the word?
Privacy?
What does that mean?
It's not a word?
I don't know. Like, so sometimes students say a word and I don't know the word. That's why I ask. What does it mean?
Privacidad?
Oh, privacy.
Privacy.
Yes. It's an invasion of privacy, right?
Yes.
Yes. It's like a toxic girlfriend, toxic boyfriend. They want to monitor your email. Give me your phone. Oh my gosh, I have PTSD. Anyways, working from home. Do you think it's a good idea? I do.
Yeah?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. What do you mean, Jackie?
Because yes, it's comfortable work in your home, but sometimes you need to go out. I don't know, hang out with your. Oh, I forget. How do you say compañeros? Oh, coworkers. Yes. Things like that.
All right. Maybe. It depends on what type of person you are, right? Because me, I don't like to hang out with my coworkers. They're old. Why do I want to hang out with old people? Nah, I'm just kidding. They're cool. They're cool people. But I don't hang out with them because, well, I am really weird. I prefer to be alone or with my family. So that's a good point, you know? Some people, they get tired, and other people, like if they work from home, they have kids, they have pets, and they live in a place where the internet and the electricity goes away very frequently, like over there in the mountains. Those areas, they have really bad electricity, so maybe it's not a good idea. Very good, very good. All right, guys, so we are about to finish, but before we finish, I would like to ask you a few questions. We learned two things today. The first one is referring back to things that were said in a conversation earlier. What is one expression that you remember to refer back to those things? As I was saying, that's my favorite. As I was saying, as you were saying,
Like you say,
like you said,
As I said,
as I said. Excellent, excellent. And what are the formal vague expressions? Something like, and things like that.
and so forth,
And so forth,
and so on, and
so
etc.
etc. All right. Now, do you when you learn the things in this class? Sorry, the things. When you learn things in this class, I want you to always, always think or imagine a situation where you can use this in real life. You know, I always give you examples of when you can use this in real life. I don't know if you remember, you know, but I mentioned earlier that imagine you're with your friends and you're talking about the best cities in Acapulco, or the best cities in Mexico. I gave you an example. But maybe that example is not for you. You can't imagine that. You can't imagine that. So one of the best things you can do to help you learn better is to visualize Visualize yourself using these things. You know, when can I use and so forth. When my mom asked me what I did today, when my girlfriend asked me, hey, what did you do today, baby? I gave a class, I went to Sinfonia, and so on. You know, how about you, baby? What did you do? You know, think about when you can use these in real life, and I promise you, you will learn it better. You know, one of the most important things you can do when you are learning is visualize. Visualize what you are learning. Visualize yourself doing something. When you are reading a book, imagine what you are reading. All right? But very good, guys. You both have a really good level, and so does Yasmin, and so does Andres. And I'm happy with this group. We have learned a lot, thanks to God and thanks to your hard work. And that'll be all for today. I won't give you homework because you are stressed, but I want to encourage you, you know, to watch a movie or listen to some music in English, you know. Do something at home that you like in English that is not homework. Okay? Any questions?
No.
No? Ismael?
No?
All right. Well, Ismael and Jackie, thank you for coming. I will see you tomorrow. God willing.
See you.
All right.
See you.
See you.